I don't want you to miss the chance to celebrate the birthday of the United Nations today. They were birthed back in 1945, right after World War I and World War II. Oh my goodness, I would have totally agreed with the establishment of this. They had one single mission and purpose in mind, and that was after the devastating results of all those wars. They wanted to have a body that would be made up of countries in the world, maybe all the countries, that could then be about the task of stopping war and negotiating peace. Hey, side note, they were born in 1945. They're still younger than Joe Biden, our president. But that's not what the topic is today. So, do we get them big gifts? How have they done with this stopping war business? Well, I would grade them maybe about an F minus. I don't know why we give a single dollar to this organization. So they haven't done well in stopping wars, number one. They've also been probably the most corrupt governmental body I've ever seen. One of the best ones ever was the Oil for Food program back in the 90s. They did a deal with Saddam Hussein. Now, the billions that went to him, I have to give him credit. He built some awesome castles, but the rest of it was, pretty shady. Then back in the 2000s, we had resolution after UN resolution on the back of Iran because they were trying to, develop nuclear power and they wanted to wipe out Israel, all that stuff. I don't know, maybe 12, 15 resolutions. And that came to an abrupt end. Thank goodness we had somebody to come along that says, hey, let's do a deal with Iran. And that was Barack Obama. I tell you, to this day, I still can't get my head around that. That's like saying to a drug dealer, hey, I'll give you cash if you won't sell any more drugs on the corner. Yeah, right. They're going to follow that. But we did a deal, and now Joe Biden's trying to get us back in that deal. Again, why do we give these people money? Let's bring it up to today, their birthday. How are they doing with the one war that's going on in the world that's about to devastate a lot more people? The war with Ukraine and Russia. How are they doing with that? I have to admit, when I watch the newscast, I don't see any blue helmets anywhere. I don't hear of a meeting being held or any of the United Nations, calling everybody back to have some big powwow. I did see where Zelensky, Ukraine is one of the nations that's a member of the UN. He spoke to the UN by Zoom back in April after Russia had invaded his country. And I give him credit. He called out Russia in front of everybody. And I had to applaud that. So here's the deal. Russia, United States, China, those countries are part of what's called the Security Council, and they have veto power. So whatever the UN does, any one of those countries can veto it. Who would come up with this idea? It's just insane. And I'm going to give you a name you've never heard of, Linda Thomas Greenfield. She is the U.S. ambassador to the UN. So has she been calling meetings? Nope. She has spoken out a couple times and, condemned the Russians. They shouldn't do that. The power that is, it's still not enough. So here's what should happen to the United Nations. Burn that thing to the ground. Take all the Americans working in that building in New York City, say, listen, we're going to terminate you. Good luck in your next career. We'll give you good severance pay. All the diplomats, send them home. And then sell the building and property and donate every dollar of that money, it would be billions, to the suffering, innocent civilians in this